Hey, welcome to Bones to Bulk, your source of information on how to gain lean muscle naturally. I am your host, Brian Parody, and today we are talking about the compound effect and how little changes each and every day over time can produce massive results. Strap in and get ready because we are at episode 006. So you may or may not have heard of the compound effect. If you've never read the book by Darren Hardy, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic, easy read. You may associate compound with, compound interest in the financial world, but what does it mean to use the compound effect in our muscle building techniques? Well, that's what I'm here to talk to you about. So, when we set out to make changes, we view usually the big picture. We think about the long term, we think about where we want to end up, we think about the end goal. We start something so that we can get to that finished product. Anything's like that. Take a movie. You go see the movie, you wouldn't go see a movie if you knew the ending was going to get cut off because, that would kind of be disappointing. It's the ending that we strive for. But what can happen is a lot of times when we're solely focused on the end, we miss the little changes that are taking place every day. If you see someone every day, you don't really recognize that they changed much, but let's say you go several years without seeing somebody and then you see them again, usually you can notice quite a bit of changes, especially like kids, you see them grow up. When you see them 2-3 years later when they've hit a growth spurt, you're just kind of like, whoa, what happened to you? So it's kind of the same way when we apply the compound effect to our muscles and building muscles. So basically, what I want you to apply is making small everyday changes that have lasting results. For instance, in your nutrition, cutting out one thing each week is, may not seem like much, or even one thing a month, cutting out one unhealthy thing. So let's say month 1, you cut out soda. Month 2, you cut out all candy. Month 3, you cut out fast food. Small changes each and every month. Over the course of a year, think about how many unhealthy items you're going to eliminate from your diet. And yeah, it may not seem like much each month at a time, but when you get to the end of that 12 months, you're going to look back and just think to yourself, wow, look at all the stuff I've given up. It's the same way with building muscle. Oftentimes when we go to the gym, we want those results, the next day. We want to be able to look in the mirror after a couple weeks and look like the Hulk, right? Or just look toned and fit and trim. But in reality, it doesn't happen that way. This stuff takes time. It's not a quick, easy fix process. But that's okay, because rest assured that the small changes you're making today are having a lasting difference on your tomorrow. A great way to implement this. Let's say there's a muscle group that you have that is lacking, or you just want it to pop more than other muscle groups. So for this demonstration, let's take the bicep muscle, okay? Let's say you want your biceps to get bigger. Okay, cool. Well, what are you doing to get there? Yeah, you have arm day and you work them out on that day, but what else are you doing? Maybe you even do it twice a week. Well, here's a little tip. At the end of every day, regardless of what muscle group you're working out, add in 2 extra exercises that target that muscle group. So for instance, on chest day, at the end of your whole workout regimen, add 2 additional exercises that target your bicep muscle. At the end of leg day, when you're done with all your leg exercises, go and do those 2 bicep muscle exercises. Now, what exercises aren't as important as long as they are targeting that specific muscle? I will say you should go after the exercises that challenge you. Don't pick the easy ones. Don't pick the one that you enjoy doing. Pick the ones that suck, that you hate doing, because those are the ones that are going to stretch you the most. And do a full 3 sets on them, or a drop set, or a 5x5. It really doesn't matter too much, your combo, the how many reps and how many sets you do of them, as long as you're doing them at the end of every day. Now, what this is going to do, you're not going to see a lot of change after a week or after a month, but 6 months to a year down the road, that muscle is going to be way stronger and be popping way more. Why? Because of a small change you did every day. Are you working your bicep muscle out to the max every day? No, absolutely not. But that little bit extra, that 5 minutes that you took at the end of every day, is going to have lasting change that you're going to see at the end of a long period of time. Again, it's not something you're going to see after a few days or a week, but after a good length of time. That is the secret to the compound effect. It's small changes that have long-lasting and, quite honestly, big results. Kind of coming back to the nutrition side of things, it's kind of the same way with weight gain or weight loss. Let's say you're trying to gain 10 pounds of muscle, and right now you're looking at I'll take me for example. I consume roughly 3,200 calories a day. That is to maintain what I currently have. I'm not in a growth stage. I'm not in a losing stage. That's just to maintain where I'm at right now. Now, if I want to gain an additional 5 pounds of muscle, guess what? I've got to increase my calories each day. And it may not have to be much. If I increase, let's say proper mathematical equation to this is if I increase 500 calories a day, so I jump up to 37, I'm going to put on 1 pound of weight per week, right? And if I'm working out hard and I'm eating clean, that weight should be in the form of muscle. So it's not like I'm having to double my diet every day or do some insane amount of just extra calories. It's 500 more. And that sounds like a lot, but a couple granola bars gets me to 500. Again, it's the small changes every day that have that lasting result. So really try to break down, your mental barriers of having to have this big, huge event that is going to transform your body. We think, well, if I just go super hard for 30 days and don't eat anything that's processed or anything that's bad, I'm going to have such amazing results after those 30 days, and then I can implement things back in. I'd rather you just slowly take things away than go cold turkey and restrict yourself from everything, because guess what's going to happen? The end of that 30 days is going to come and you're going to go right back to square one. I see this time and time again. So that's why it's important to implement things slowly and over time, those small everyday habits that bring about change. And it also can apply to your routines. How many of us, we get up in the morning when that alarm clock goes off, we had good intentions of getting up and going and exercising in the morning, but we chunk the phone across the room, or we hit snooze, pull the covers over our head, and go back to bed. It's easy to do because, again, we don't have those healthy habits. But guess what? That's right. Making that small decision to get up each morning is going to compound over time. It's going to get easier to get up the more you do it. And then obviously, if you're getting up and exercising over time, that's going to have huge results. So don't be afraid of the little things. We often just want those huge results, those amazing before and after pictures, but focus on the little things, the small changes, and do them consistently and consecutively day after day. That is what's going to bring true lasting change. Thank you so much for listening. Every week I release an exclusive free video that can be delivered to your inbox. I promise it's very useful information, nothing spammy. So you can sign up for that at bonestobulk.com. Just head on over there. There's going to be a subscribe box that pops up a few seconds after you're on the site. Put in your email and you're good to go. If at any time you want to talk to me, you can also just find me on social media. All the links are at our website, bonestobulk.com. No matter what anybody has told you, no matter what barriers you've faced in the past, what failures you've faced in the past, believe in yourself. Know that you can accomplish your goals. It is possible. If I can do it, anybody can do this. And always, always remember that you've got this.